Eagles are a super team, man. We don't have an elite quarterback, but we're a super team. Have you heard that one? Oh, man. Welcome back to the channel. Appreciate you being here. Thank you for all the support as we start growing this. Only 8 videos in or 9 videos in and 300 subscribers. Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Now we've got Mike Tannenbaum, ESPN insider, former, I believe, GM at the Jets, also was in the Miami Dolphins front office as well. He was visiting on First Take, and he had some interesting things to say about the upcoming NFC. I want to take a listen to this. I'm going to react to this. I'm curious what you all think as well. So let's dig in.
So how many teams are you taking over Washington in the NFC?
The Packers and the Bucks barely. Now look, as it relates to Green Bay,
Whoa.
Packers?
No,
Eagles and Lions.
Stop. You mean that's it?
that's it.
The Packers and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers?
Yeah,
No Philadelphia?
No, you just talked. Jaden Daniels is probably the best quarterback outside of Jordan Love in the NFC, and he had a whole offseason with Cliff Kingsbury. You add Deebo Samuel with the aforementioned Terry McLaurin. This is an offense that was already in the top
They
5.
lost 55-23 in the NFC Championship game. Where the Eagles go?
Where they went, that was ancient history. Look at all the defensive players that Philadelphia has lost. They're going to have at least 4 or 5 new stars. And when we get to a week from Thursday night and you have to put a Dory Jackson out for Darius Slay, and you also lose C.J. Gardner
You talking about the Philadelphia Eagles defense. I'm talking about Washington's defense. They give up 55 points.
Right, so they added Javon Kinlaw, Von Miller, who doesn't have a lot left, but maybe they'll get 15 snaps a game, and they also drafted Trey Amos. So to me, their defense will be at least middle of the road. They're going to be a top 5 offense, so I think they're going to beat Philadelphia and win the division.
So a middle of the road defense. You gonna put them above Philadelphia, the reigning, defending Super Bowl champions, who still got Saquon Barkley, who still, A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith, got in these schools. You're an elite offensive line, if I remember correctly. You're still going to look at the Washington Commanders, and you don't even mention the Philadelphia Eagles. You mention the Detroit Lions and the Buccaneers. I'm sorry, the Packers.
He didn't mention the Lions.
Oops. I'm sorry. I got to collect myself. Take a deep breath. Oh, my goodness, Mike. Now, did you catch a couple of things? We've had this whole debate in the offseason listening to all these idiots diss Jalen Hurts and say he's not a top quarterback, not an elite quarterback, maybe not in the top 10, and on and on and on. And we've got this clown. And it was all because of the guys in the AFC, right? Justin Hebert and Joe Burrows and Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson and Patrick Mahomes. Now you got this clown saying Jaden Daniels and Jordan Love are the 2 best quarterbacks in the NFC, and the Commanders and the Packers are the teams to beat in the NFC. And then he twisted himself into a pretzel trying to defend that. Got to shout out Stephen A. Smith just a little bit. I know he wrote for a long time in Philadelphia, so maybe that is why. But yeah, the Eagles did lose some players on the defense, but they were also the best defense in the league. And by the way, the youngest defense in the league that absolutely dominated both this Commanders offense, 55-23, and the Kansas City Chiefs offense, 40-6. Yes, we all know, right? 40-6 with 2:59 left. That's when the Eagles took the foot off the gas, and Patrick Mahomes and Travis Low-T Kelsey. Sorry, Jason, I love you, but man, he's a Kansas City Chief. I'm just saying. They decided they were going to get a couple of late touchdowns and 2-point conversions to make it seem respectable. I think we all know that. And then he actually admits, well, the Washington defense, the Washington defense is middle of the road, but the Eagles offense, because like he said, the defense is lost some people. That offense looks pretty damn good. And a middle-of-the-road Washington Redskins defense is going to shut down that Eagles offense enough for them to beat Philadelphia twice. And by the way, I want to end this with one other thing. It's no one seems to be talking about that's very important. 11.3% of the Eagles roster, 6 out of 53, consists of players entering their age 30 season or older. 43.4% of the Commanders roster, 23 of 53, consists of players entering their age 30 season or older. And I believe that Washington actually is right now the oldest team in the NFL. And then you got Jimmy Kempski weighing in, says, I've been calculating the average age of every team in the NFL at final cutdowns every year since 2012. The two oldest previously were the 23 Saints and 2018 Raiders at an average age of 27.4 years old. I believe the Redskins are at 28, if I'm not mistaken. Let's click into here because I think Jimmy actually has it. Commander, yeah, there's Commanders 28.1. So now does this mean, oh, the Commanders aren't going to be good? Oh, the Eagles are going to beat them? No, no, it doesn't. But, it does bring up a point because as we know, hey, age to a degree does matter, especially in the grind of a football season. There is a reason most running backs are done by 30. When I'm saying done, I don't mean they can't have effective years after, but most running backs, you see a decline, some a lot more quickly than others, especially depending on the amount of use and the amount of abuse they've gotten. It absolutely does make a difference. Yes, they have a great young quarterback for sure, but man, Mike, come on, really? You don't even mention the Eagles as a team in the NFC? That is absolutely wild, my friend. So anyway, it's kind of interesting. And you know what? I'm kind of glad that we are getting this because it keeps the chip, right? And I think we all know Jalen Hurts has that, but it keeps the chip for the team, the chip on the shoulder. It keeps them focused because we've all heard about the Super Bowl hangover. We all know there are a lot of, despite how the Chiefs run lately and the Patriots, a lot of other teams, we know that that can be an issue. Players have very interesting off seasons. They're getting a lot more attention. Maybe they're not training like, all of that. But all we heard in the off season is how bad the Eagles are. Yeah, they just smoked the Washington in the NFC game and the championship game, and they smoked the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and got rid of the three-peat and all of that. But they're not very good. Their quarterback's not very good. And yet we hear from others about how they're a super team. It's bizarre. But anyway, but I think this is good because I just think, hey, say what you want. Obviously, talent matters, but locker room material can help too. I'm going to leave it there. Let me know your thoughts on all this in the comments below. Appreciate you so much for checking out this video and getting this channel kick-started. I really, really do appreciate it. I'm hoping to have 1,000 by, I'm going to say end of September. How about this month? Because obviously the season's ramping up. We got the boys on Thursday that I can start cranking out videos more consistently. So I appreciate all your support. Go have a fantastic day. Get yourself ready for Thursday night. I'll talk to you in the next video.